Hey everyone, Tiff Marsha here again. How are you? I trust and hope that all is well. It's even if things don't feel like they're going too well, try not to give it too much energy because what you focus on is what will grow. So, whew, if you know anything about me, you know that I like to be organized and I like my time. So when you do come in and say hey Tiff, so I can say hey back to you, that applies to replay viewers as well. And one thing that is going to help you in life and business is having the opportunity to be productive. Okay, so here's why. Because it is so easy for us, and I'm saying us because it includes me too. It is so easy for us to consume. By nature, I think we're just consumers. Like we like to consume information. We like to get stuff. We like to buy stuff. We like to scroll and just have a good old time, right? But what happens when we continue to consume? That means you're scrolling on social, you're doing this and that. You could even be buying books that you're not even reading, right? Buying clothes that you're not even wearing. That's consumer behavior. But when we consume, guess what we're not doing? We are not producing. And so one thing that I'm very intentional about is like writing and journaling, right? This is my flamingo cup. This cup means a lot to me because short story about this cup. I used to think that I was like a gorilla, like had gorilla work mode, but I really don't. So I did. I attended one of ET sessions when he came down to Miami, and he did the 4 animal assessment. So I thought I was this big old gorilla, but we broke it down to actually flamingo. And so I didn't start collecting flamingos, but I kind of saw that after the session. And Chris Daniels, who facilitated the session, passed away probably a year or so after that. Now I remember so much of his teaching, and my last message to him was like, "Hey, we need to get you down to Miami to like facilitate this session again." So RIP to Chris. But anyway, so I like to journal. I like to write. I'm very specific with my time. I don't just do things like without a purpose or without reason. I'm very scheduled. And one thing that helps me with my productivity. So look, it's already, I don't know, when you're watching replay, this will be a different day, but let's just say you're watching it live. The weekend is already here. I used to know one lady who would say, "Ooh, today Friday, tomorrow's Monday." But that's just how quick time flies. And if we're not intentional with our time, we won't really be as productive as we want to be with momentum to really get things done. So I create quiet time for myself, like legit quiet time. No scrolling, no phone. I don't care who called me, I mean, unless my mama called me, right? Or Ace. Ace don't really like having a phone, but you know. Intentional about just quiet time. No distractions. And ask yourself, when was the last time you just sat in peace, sat in quiet, just total stillness, not to sneak and eat a bite of food, right? Or not to sneak away and eat some candy that you don't want your husband and your children to see. But when was the last time you just sat down and went into just productivity mode, right? And did something for yourself and just brainstormed and worked? Whether it be journaling, meditating, praying. I think it's a beautiful thing if you can sit and pray for an hour or just sit and, there's so many things that you can do for yourself when you have no distractions, no TV. I remember when I told someone, like, I haven't watched, like, this was before the pandemic, but before the pandemic, it had been years before I sat down and watched a TV show. I would allow myself an hour at night. After a year or so, I would allow myself an hour at night to watch some shows on YouTube. I love me some Judge Mathis. So I would watch Judge Mathis, and I like Paternity Court. So I would watch the reruns of that on YouTube. But I legit had lost my remote for a long period of time because I wasn't watching TV. And people were like, "How you don't watch TV?" I'm like, "I don't have time. I don't find time to watch TV." So I have built that into my schedule a little bit. but I'm so much more confident in myself and my time. I feel better with myself. I feel better with life when I sit down to just be quiet and work. And so guess what? It's not just myself. There are other ladies who have joined me on Sundays for virtual co-working, right? So what is virtual co-working? Virtual co-working is when we get together, we just chill, we chill out, I'll play lo-fi music and we just work. So what is it like on your list that you have been avoiding? What chapter of that book is unwritten? What blog post is sitting in you? What song is sitting in you? What idea is sitting in you that you have not birthed yet because you have not given yourself enough time to be still? If I could be transparent, the last 4 to 6 weeks of this year, I've just been cutting off the fat. Like I legit, like y'all think I be playing. Like I have my kids and I have my journals. And I have 3 of these, but I have my journals. And I was like, Tiffany, what are you doing that's not getting you to the next level? Because I feel, and again, I'm being transparent, I feel like as hard as I worked, I should be much further than I am. As hard as I work, my income should be way much more than what it is. And I had to say, well, you know what, Tiffany, you're doing so much of things that don't matter. You're doing things pro bono. You're doing things for free. You're doing, ends and odds for different people and things like that, which is cool. I love to give. I wish I could free 99 everybody. Trust me, I do. But I had to say, Tiffany, you're splitting yourself in too many directions and you're not getting ahead. It's like you have a stream, but now your stream is going out to all different places. So it's not even flowing because you're splitting yourself. And I'm only one person. And so what I do on Sundays, and I do it more than Sundays, but I share this time with you all on Sundays. So I invite you to virtual co-working. I want you to find one thing that you can zero on in. You might be working on a product, a service. You might be working on your nonprofit, your business. How can you scale your business to the next level? There's so much more that you can do. There's so much more that you could do, but you have to find the time for yourself. You have to find the time to sit and be still and chill. How grandma would say, sit your behind down somewhere. That's what we got to start doing. And one thing I miss about March, April, May of 2020 is like the world slowed down. Now, I don't support, and I'm not happy that people lost jobs and people got sick. But one thing the pandemic showed us was you got to slow down. It's not cute being everywhere. It's not, I think that some people only go to events so that they don't miss out on the picture. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I posted the other day, like pray away FOMO. Pray, follow me on Instagram at I am Tiff Marshall. I am Tiff Marshall. Pray away FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. If you fear missing out, pray that away. That's a spirit that you don't want to carry. What is in you that you don't want to miss out on an event? What are you really missing out on? A few hours of fellowship, which I get. And I'm not saying seclude yourself, but you can't be everywhere at every event. It's just not going to happen. And although the pandemic, we're still in the midst of a pandemic, and you might feel that you want to go out, say for you to go out. But I just feel like we're so in a rush to get back to normal that we didn't learn anything from the pandemic. We didn't learn from slowing down to be with family. Some people really realize that they don't like their kids. They don't like their spouses. They don't spend time with their kids. A lot of people fell in love with remote working because they can actually be with their kids. But it should not have taken a pandemic to make us slow down. It should not have taken a pandemic to make us spend time with self, spend time with family. There are so many people out there. Your idea is greater than theirs. Your idea is better than theirs. Your product is better, but guess what? They probably put more time into it than you did. So if you find yourself hustling and bustling and just worn out, then there's some balance that needs to take place in your life. There needs to be some structure. And I promise you, one thing that was difficult for me when I decided to start a business was missing out on some events. I had to say, no, I can't go to happy hour. No, I can't go out this weekend because my money had to be spent differently. My time had to be spent differently. And I don't know about you, but when I started my business, I would be out at dinner. I'm like, okay, if I spend $25 on this dinner, I gotta make this $25 back tomorrow. So your brain works differently. If I'm going to this event that's 45 minutes away, that's 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back. I gotta recoup this time. Is my money working for me? Did I make money while driving? You know, like your brain just thinks differently when you have your business or when you have your nonprofit. So you need time to just settle your mind. So I need you, I don't need you, but I invite you, I encourage you to join me for virtual co-working on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's an hour of no distractions. Put it on your calendar. When we join in, I play, like I said, I play some music, lo-fi music. We just chill, we just vibe, and we work. And at the end, the ladies are like, wow, I finished my campaign. Wow, I scheduled my emails. I did my social media calendar. You know, you just feel relieved because you feel like you did something, like you got something accomplished. And sometimes when we have these to-do lists that run on and on, you know, it's not a good feeling to know that you always got something to do. You know, it's not a good feeling to know that your list is always long. But I promise you, when you sit and you focus, without any distractions. I'm talking about extreme focus. Like you even pick up your phone for an hour. It's a discipline. It's not all fun and games. It's a discipline. But let me tell you, it pays off. So I invite you to join me for virtual co-working Sundays at 7 p.m. And, you know, it's kind of, you know, tough for us because we don't know how to sit still. You know how your phone show you how much time you spend. And I know one week my phone said I was like on it for 10 hours. And I was like, what? That's disgusting. However, I was doing some other stuff that we like business related, but still, it didn't matter. I was like, ooh, I need to put some of this time into journaling, into reading my Bible, into praying. We have enough time in the day. You know, it is purpose for each day to be 24 hours. I don't believe that God mistakenly gave us less time than what we need. We don't need more time in the day. We just need to manage the time that we get in the day. So I invite you to hit the link, I don't know, above or below, depending on where you're watching, and tell a friend, like, girl, we need to just chill and get this work done. You know, if you have any questions about virtual co-working, but it's so great for your productivity, for your creativity, and just to get you to the next level. You know, there was an idea or an invention that came about because, and it was your idea, I'm sure it was, but somebody else just worked at it and got it done because they were able to tap into the discipline of sitting and focusing and chilling. You know, and if you are that business owner or if you just that woman that's rocking it and you just doing so much for everybody else, use this time for yourself. You know, we go get our manicures and pedicures, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about intentional focus time for you to get you to the next level. So I want you again to join me for virtual co-working on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at I am Tiff Marshall. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe. Until next time, y'all, let's be clear.